Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know y'all already seen this makeup look because it was in my last video, but I'm trying to pre-record because I'm not gonna keep sitting down every single day and you know, whatever. But today's video is going to be a fairly quick story time. Hopefully it's not that long because it is like a short story time. This story time is going to be about the time that I got my supervisor fired. You're probably thinking to yourself like, how the fuck did you get your supervisor fired? Well, let me tell you. Okay, so I just recently moved to another state. I got a job at the mall. You know how you got to give a backstory before you tell the real story? That's what I gotta let y'all know. So when I first moved out here, I was trying to date because I was like, I need me a man. Like, I need somebody, I need to know somebody. I don't know anybody, you know, where I live, and it kind of sucked. I've been single for a little while, so I'm like, let me find me a little honey bunny, you know, somebody to talk to or whatever. So there's this one guy that I had started talking to when I moved to the state that I moved to. We had been talking before, like prior to me moving, because I did tell him I'm gonna be moving, you know, so obviously we worked something out. Now, I'm not gonna say we dated. I'm not gonna say he was my boyfriend because he wasn't. He was just a guy that I was talking to. We never initiated a relationship, you know, deeper than a friendship. He's actually a really cool dude and we just are friends. I had hung out with him about 1 or 2 times prior to this incident with my fucking supervisor. I had hung out with the guy, like I said, a few times and everything was fine. One day, while I was at work, he texted me and he said, do you have a crazy stalker or an ex? And I'm like, no, not that I know of, but if somebody's stalking you or, you know, doing something to you because of me in this state, then obviously I don't know about it because they might be stalking me and watching my moves, you know? So I'm like, no, anybody I ever mess with, you know, on that level, like a boyfriend or whatever, lives in the state that I previously moved from, and they're not out here. So me and you both might be in danger, you know? So I haven't even hung out with anybody else in this state besides you. So if I do have a crazy ex or a stalker or something out here, then that must mean that somebody must be obsessed with me and watching me hang out with you and probably coming after you. So I'm like, no, I don't. Like I said, I was at work when I got that text, and I came back into the store because I was actually in the restroom because I did take a washroom break, and I got the text while I was in the washroom. So I had stayed in there a little bit longer than I should have because I was reading the text and I was texting him back and forth, and I'm like, you know, is everything okay? Did something happen? And he never texted me back. We went back to my store, and because I worked at the mall, I went back to my store and I told my supervisor, I'm like, you know, how would you feel if, you know, you were hanging out with the guy before and you guys, you know, we're very cool, and then they text you out of nowhere saying if you had a crazy stalker or an ex, wouldn't that make you feel a little off? He's like, yeah, it would. Now, mind you guys, he's gay, and we could relate a little bit more, you know? So he was like, yeah, that would make me feel weird, you know? So I'm like, well, somebody just texted me that, and I'm honestly scared because what if somebody really is after me and going after people that they see me with? Like, that's just weird, you know? That whole night, the rest of my shift, I was really scared. So I was supposed to get off at 9 o'clock, but he let me leave at 8. And I said, do you want me to stay and close the store with you? Because we did have a lot of stuff to do for like the next week, because it was the weekend. So I'm like, do you want me to stay and help you out? He's like, no, it's cool, because we had another, you know, I had another coworker there with him. So it wasn't just me and him, it was actually 3 people at the same time. He's like, no, it's fine. I will be okay. You can go. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me get the fuck up out of here, because to be honest, I did not even want to work that day. I'm like, all right, bye. I got my stuff, I clocked out, and I left. And I had to take the bus back home. I called my sister. Like, me and my sister talk every single day. Like, there's not a day that goes by that we don't talk, and if it is, we always text or something. I talked to my sister. I called her and I was talking to my sister. Everything was cool. So then I get this random ass text from a number that I did not know, okay, and it said, I just saw you get on the bus, or I know you just got off of work and I saw you get on the bus, so watch your back. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was shook. I'm like, what? Like, I was on the phone with my sister and I'm like, you know, I'm breathing hard. I'm like, I'm looking behind me because it was people behind me on the bus. I'm like, I'm looking behind me like, is somebody fucking with me? Like, what the fuck? And it was just so convenient that I had told somebody about this guy asking me if I had a crazy stalker or an accident, and somebody texted me. So that really led me to believe that somebody was, you know, really stalking me, because I didn't know the number. I didn't know, because, you know, I have an iPhone, and you know, on iPhones, if you don't have a number saved or it's an unknown number, it goes to your other inbox. Why do I have these tweezers in my hand? I don't know. It goes to your other inbox. So that's when I was like, okay, obviously somebody fucking with me. Like, it was just so weird. I told my sister, and she was like, give me the number so I can call it. So I texted her, I screenshot her the message, and I sent it to her. And I text my baby daddy, because I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, are you playing with me? Like, are you watching me? Do you have somebody watching me? You know? He's like, hell no, you know, I don't get down like that. So I'm like, you right. So I'm like, I'm talking to my sister. She was like, okay, let me hang up and I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call the number. She called the number. They didn't answer. And she called me back. She was like, yeah, girl, they didn't answer. And I was like, girl, I'm scared as fuck. Like, that shit was creepy as hell. So I'm like, I text back, I'm like, who is this? And they said, don't worry about it. And I'm like, bitch, if you don't tell me the fuck you are, I'm gonna call the police. How about you not worry about that? The fuck? Then I took it to, I'm in a group on Facebook. I can't say the name because I ain't trying to get kicked out. But if you are a subscriber from the group, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I posted the screenshot in the group. And I was like, can somebody please, because you know you can figure out who is who, but the internet works miracles these days. You know, my data was slow as fuck. I couldn't do it myself. So I'm like, can somebody please find out who this is? I posted a screenshot in the group. That picture, the screenshot, had over like, man, 1,000 comments. Everybody was figuring out who it was. They was like, are you safe? You know, people was inboxing me and all that, and my data was so slow that I couldn't see any of the comments or anything until I got home. I was talking to my sister. I was still on the phone with her when I was doing all this. So I was like, girl, I'm scared, and you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Like, what if somebody watching me? She was like, just calm down. So the number kept texting me, and after I told them, you know, for the second time, if you don't tell me who you are, I'm gonna call the police on you, because you know the police will be able to find you through your phone number. It's not that fucking hard. So they stopped texting, and the dummy had their fucking read receipts on, like I'm stupid or something. Like I can't see that they read the message, but they read the messages and did not reply. I had to get on 2 buses to get back home. There was one bus that took me to downtown. I had to get on a bus downtown to go home. When I got off the first bus, y'all, I was scared as hell. I ran to my bus stop, and I'm like, it was dark, it was late at night. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not about to stand out here with somebody really fucking watching me, and you know, knowing that I got off work and knowing I got on the bus. Fuck that. I went into a bar. I said, I showed him the text. I'm like, somebody's stalking me. Can I sit in here? So I called my stepdad, and I told him to come pick me up. He said, send me your location. So I did that. He picked me up. We called the police or whatever, but they couldn't do anything until until I got back home. The whole time I'm trying to see the comments, like on the post that I posted. I could not see it because my data was like, basically I ran my data out throughout the, monthly cycle or whatever. I couldn't see shit until I got around some fucking Wi-Fi. I get to the house because my stepdad, he picked me up, and it's like literally like a 5-minute drive. So he picked me up and got back to the house, and I finally get to see what the fuck, who's been texting me, because in the comments, these people, some FBI investigators, I don't know how the fuck they did it, but they found his address, his name, his phone number, and his Facebook. I'm like, damn. So when I'm scrolling, like I said, it was like 1,000 comments. So I went through every single one because I don't want to miss shit. So I'm going through and I see a screenshot. It's my fucking manager. Not my manager, my supervisor. I'm like, are you playing right now? Like, I thought back. I said, I did tell this motherfucker what somebody texted me, and what he decided to do was to play on it and play around like I'm a joke. Like, I was shooketh. Like, y'all don't understand. I was so scared when I was getting text messages. So I'm like, are you dead ass right now? I hadn't worked until like 3 or 4 days later, and the whole time I was off work waiting to go back to work to see this bitch ass motherfucker, I'm like, should I say something or should I not say something? Because if I don't say something, he might do it again. If I do say something, he might get in trouble. If I do say something and he get in trouble, I honestly wouldn't give a fuck. I was contemplating every day. I was like, man, it was bothering me the whole like time I was off work until I seen him again. Because when I seen him again, I said I was gonna punch his ass. Because why do you think this is a game? Don't play on my phone. I'm thinking to myself like, man, if I don't say nothing, he probably gonna be able to do this again and start playing around with my fucking phone, and it might get really serious, you know? I had to work, I believe it was on a Friday or something. I don't remember the day, y'all, but it was like maybe 2 or 3 days within the next day I had to work from the last night that I had worked with him or whatever. So I came into work and he was there. But I didn't see him at first because he was upstairs talking to one of our store managers. He was upstairs like in the actual place where customers don't be at. You know, like the back of the job where you go to take your lunch break and shit. I went up there to put my stuff in my locker and I seen him. Since she was sitting right there, I'm like, I don't know if I should say something right here, right now, because we're in front of our store manager and I don't want nothing to pop off and then we both get fired, you know? I'm looking at him, I'm like, y'all, he was scared as hell. Y'all do not understand. You could tell by the look on his face, he was scared as fuck. So I'm like, I'm looking at him like, I just got this bitchy look on my face. I'm like, motherfucker, you bitch. So I'm like, fuck that. I put my stuff down and I walked up to him in front of the fucking manager. I don't give a fuck. I said, why are you playing on my phone? When I tell y'all, this man was shaking. He said, I'm really sorry, you know. I said, no, I don't want to hear the apology, because why do you think this is a game? Like, you had me really scared, point blank period, and that's not nothing to play around. Like, you don't play around like that. And he was like, I know, and I just want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. And I said, fuck your sob story. That's what I said in my head. I ain't gonna say that to my fucking supervisor, but I'm like, at the end of the day, you're childish. You are a supervisor. You should not be playing around on people's phone like that. And I never gave him my number. What he did was he went into whatever fucking system they got that managers and supervisors can go into to get numbers. That's what he did. He got my number from basically being able to do that, be a supervisor. He got my number from that. I never gave him my number. So I said, that was really unprofessional and I don't appreciate that. My manager, she was sitting there, but she didn't say anything. And after he said sorry, I said, okay, all right, cool, I don't care. So I went downstairs, clocked in, went on about my day. My manager, she came downstairs to go to our other stores. We have 2 stores in the mall. She came downstairs to go upstairs to our other store. Oh. So back to what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted. I'm just saying, I love you. I'm holding my baby, y'all. She came downstairs and she kind of looked at me. She was like, is everything okay? I said, no, not really. Everything ain't okay. She was like, okay, well, when you go on your break, you can come upstairs to talk to me. I said, okay, cool. And so the supervisor, he came downstairs and he was like, after I take my lunch, you can go upstairs and you can talk to Heather, okay? I said, okay. I'm thinking in my head, like, you really want me to do that? That's exactly what I did. But I went upstairs to talk to my manager. I basically told her from A to Z what happened, and she was like, oh no, that's some BS. Like, I'm gonna have to call the district manager, and you know, because we don't play around like that, you know. I said, okay, if he does lose his job, I don't want you to feel bad. And you know, honestly, at the end of the day, I did feel bad when I found out that he got fired, but that was my health, you know, and my safety. I was really scared. After my shift was over, I went home. I hadn't had work until like 2 or 3 days later. Like, I work in retail, so y'all know they don't barely give you no fucking hours. I'm like, okay, whatever. She was like, I'll have the district manager call you and we can, you know, we're gonna settle that from there. I said, okay, cool. I got a call one day and I wasn't about to answer it, but I did. And I answered the phone and she was like, hi, this is so-and-so, the district manager at so-and-so, you know, basically my job. And I'm like, oh, hi, you know, what's going on? She was like, I just want to let you know that the supervisor that, you know, did this to you, he got fired because that's against our policy. And basically, you know, we don't play around like that. So he got fired. Like, there's nothing else to it. He got fired for playing on my fucking phone and being childish. So there's nothing more to the story. After that day, work has been smooth, and yeah. Like I said, this is a short story time, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't really have that many more story times unless something else happened, you know, because I don't have an eventful life. But yeah, let me know if y'all ever had any crazy experiences like this. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.
I tell them, break it down. Bag it up, bag it up.